Since RSG are pushed into a corner, I wonder if we'll get to see something like Izanami's Lunatix once again.
Well, it might be the case. It might be the case. But for now, let's take a look at drafts here. Seems like they are letting off a couple of S-tier picks here. 1-1 completely ignored by RSG Slate MY. They don't want to play with the Faramis for now. But based on the fans here, we're going to see a very happy fan hoping that Lunatix gets a 2-0. Maybe a possibility, but it's not over yet. 1-1 will be banned off. Priority from RSG Slate MY. It is going to be the potential Fredrin. But with the Arlott being banned, they don't care. They are going to go for the Valentina first.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the safer choice. Don't allow Fakes to have this hero once again. Give it to Izanami, allow him some scaling potential as well as some flexibility overall. This will definitely put some pressure onto what kind of ultimates Lunatix can draft for themselves. This, of course, leaves Fredrin open once again, as well as Claude if they want to go for the safe choice.
Yeah, it seems like based on this, I don't think they should go for the Claude first. They definitely need to get some priority first. Fredrin is going to be the must. I think getting a Yves isn't too bad if they want to set it up to deal with the Fredrin. But as of now, they don't really need to pick the Yves. They can pick the Fredrin for themselves. It comes down to preference, I guess, but looks like they don't really want to go for the Fredrin. They're gonna go for the Mortis, open things up with the Yves, or maybe even the Farsar here. No, wait, Farsar is pretty much banned. I think they want to play around the Yves here. Maybe, yeah. Most likely it's gonna be the Yves pickup coming from Lunatix.
Yves is pretty risky though, because it allows for the real world manipulation to be stolen away by Link, as I'm not too sure if that's what Lunatix will go for. Starting with Martis and Lapu Lapu is pretty interesting. You usually don't want to reveal your EXP laner too early on, but Lapu is strong enough that it's pretty safe, but not Fredrin, huh? Lunatix want to go for a bit more early pressure with these two.
Yeah, this is something that I think they have to actually deal with it eventually, but we do. Melissa is something that I think Joel is really comfortable with it. I guess they are going to try and deny it away, maybe. Oh, yep, it is going to be the case coming from RSG Slate MY. And they pick the Kaja once again, but this time they will pick the Melissa, hoping to go in for a chain lock on towards potentially a wall here if they are for an isolation. But nope, the Yves will be picked up from Lunatix, afraid that they may have gone for the Fredrin. But it seems like now is a good time to just ban the Fredrin coming from Lunatix, as well as the Fanny if they want to.
Yeah, looks like you did call it. Lunatix wants to play around the Yves, so the threat of real-world manipulation being stolen away is going to be there. Hopefully, Lunatix have ways of dealing with it. Like you mentioned, the Fredrin definitely should be contemplated as of right now. I'm wondering what else they may not want to worry about. The Franco in the hands of Nova was a threat so far, but is it worth banning from RSG?
I feel like they should. You know, I think Lunatix now, all they gotta do is just wait on what kind of reactions RSG Slate MY is. Because the moment they ban off like heroes like Kufra, they ban off the Franco, this is where things get a little bit interesting, right? Because the moment they show that hand, that means Lunatix has the option to try and ban off the Fanny once again, which is something that I think RSG Slate MY doesn't mind. But the question here is, do you ban the Fredrin or do you ban the Fanny? Because either or, it is going to get let through. But considering that they have the Yves here, banning off the Fanny isn't too bad. But it seems like the bigger threat here is actually the Lancelot and not the Fanny. Or the Fredrin.
That's interesting. The Lancelot ban instead of Fanny or Fredrin means that they're going for a hero that doesn't want to have to deal with iframes coming out from a potential Lancelot pick, and they're actually confident enough that they can handle the Fanny. Looks like RSG thinking they might want the Atlas here since the Lancelot was banned away. Not too certain. Maybe Lunatix wants to play it safe, go for a Ruby.
I think forcing Nova to actually play either Edith or maybe even a Cho here in case they go for the Fanny is the idea that RSG Slate MY is thinking about it here. But I'm not sure about the Atlas, but because that is a little bit weird to my taste here. But yes, they will double down on the Kufra from Nova Escobar as a safety net in case they go for the Fanny. So there's going to be two solutions right there. In case RSG Slate MY goes for the Fanny, and in case they go for the Fredrin, you've got the Weave to kind of slow him down in situations here. So safety picks coming from Lunatix to deal with it here. Obviously, Lancelot is going to be a difficult jungler to work with. But the question here is RSG Slate MY going to defer away from these two junglers and pick something else? I don't think it's gonna be a Kaja jungle. Please God, no, not Kaja jungle.
We've already seen that twice. It
Didn't go well.
Not work. I'm curious why the Lancelot was banned when they were planning to pick Kufra though. Like, yes, it's still annoying, but bouncing ball is not a... Okay. Okay, we might actually be seeing that Kaja jungle.
Esme jungle?
No, if it's not Kaja jungle, it's Valentina jungle. But I don't really think so. This is kind of...
yeah. Wait, yo, dude. Okay, this is a discussion we kind of had behind the scene as well. I think Rose, we had this discussion here. Cartesi, one of the best players in the world, 2-time MWO champion. You know, he played a Kaja jungle. Didn't exactly win the game. Even the best player in the world couldn't win a game with a Kaja jungle at the top tier. How do you expect it here? Even Toda tried it. Didn't exactly go too well. So, I don't know, man. This is kind of suspicious, but I want to see who is jungling. Like,
it's Grok!
What? Grok
it's
jungle?
Grok jungle!
Is it really
Unless they're gonna change in the last few moments.
Like, I think Esmeralda jungle seems a little bit easier-ish, I think.
They're not swapping. It's a Grok jungle.
I don't know. It's weird. I want to see. You know, we'll get into the game here and we'll figure out who's going to be the jungling here. But for now, I'm not sure how RSG's lane MY is going to be playing this here. Obviously, having the roaming Kaja does give them a little bit more advantage in this situation to actually set up for fights. Meanwhile, Team Lunatix, they've got a stable roster here. They have the roaming liberation to actually stall out the fight. But of course, it all comes down to whether or not can they set the team fight for Job to go in for the cleanup. That's pretty much a win condition coming from Team Lunatix, whereas RSG's lane MY, they're looking for the pick-off potential where they go Divine Judgment and go for the one-shot combo. So, I'm looking forward to see how Game 2 goes between both these teams.
We're gonna be re-entering the Land of Dawn right now. Will Team Lunatix be able to secure a position in the top 4 comfortably by taking a clean sweep against their opponents right here? Or will RSG Slate show us why exactly Grok Jungle was the decision for game number 2? A situation where they desperately need a victory.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen this before, but I want to see how it works as well, because Ling Ace, I'm pretty sure he's going to be forcing potentially... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, that was close.
Okay.
That was scary.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. A little bit small minor reset. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. It's fine.
Grok Jungle definitely clears a little more differently than we're used to. So that was that was not a mistake. I'm pretty sure that was calculated, but it sure looks scary from a third-person perspective.
It's funny how we are actually in sync with the BM casters. We're like, okay, that didn't look too right to me. Anyways, okay. So yeah, now I want to see how this works as well. Like, obviously, Grok having an early advantage in terms of damage here is gonna provide a lot of one-shot potential. Uni, even if he jumps into place, you're not gonna get interrupted by those Ashura as long as you're hugging those walls. And I guess RSG's lane MY, they want to play around the wall lines. And what I mean by wall lines as well, they want to get Lexia, have this Divine Judgment, set up those teamfights around the wall, which obviously is great for a Grok to set up with wall charge alongside of a potential go away to stuck players in between. And considering that Team Lunatix don't have those purifies, it feels like RSG's lane MY, if they get those crucial fights in their favor, they are going to kill at least 1 or 2 players.
I get what you're coming from here, but it's still a really weird situation to have to contemplate. Also, is this going to be tank Grok Jungle or damage Grok Jungle? That's something I'm really interested to find out. As for now, both teams going to be hitting their level 4 spike. Going to be focusing on Turtle right now. I'm really curious how quickly Linkeza will actually clear this. RSG Slate going to be zoning them out. Lolil's taking a lot of damage here, but Inspire keeping him alive as Ribo gets first blood against Novak's Kobar. Zeno going to be pulled forward, but he gets the kill right before he's taken out onto Linkeza of all people. Uni, he's going to be caught out though. 1v3 as Izanami with the Decimate gets the double kill. Chasing down Fakes. He wants a triple. He gets it. The triple Decimate from Izanami.
Wow. Did not expect a stolen Decimate gonna be able to get so much value, but considering that this is the early stage of the game and considering how Lunatix was so aggressive in this play, they actually went all in with this fight. So RSG's lane MY, they got the better hand. Nicely done coming from them. Did not expect this Grok Jungle to start to pull it off. Felt a little bit shaky, but Team Lunatix, they are in a position where they need to respect this Valentina.
What I'm just wondering is RSG Slate, their drafting style under Coach Kuja, they don't really bring heroes that they haven't tested and worked in scrims before. Which means that Linkeza has played this Grok jungle against some poor unlucky team. And I'm just wondering who they were. If you're out there, I kind of feel bad for you. This is so weird.
Well, hit or miss, we gotta see how it goes, because as of now, they are dictating the tempo here. But for now, here comes the engagement.
Ooh, real world manipulation. Not gonna trap Izanami. He flickers out to safety. Lexia, does he want to go for the Divine Judgment? Probably not. No one is nearby enough yet. But he's looking for it now. Gets it onto Jome into the wall charge. They set it up. The double stun as Izanami comes in. Real world manipulation trapping them down. Jome, will he escape? Just barely gets out of range of the Guardian barrier with his BMI. The Claude will be safe as RSG just piling on the pressure, not letting Lunatix breathe.
Oh, so close, yes, so far, but at the same time, look at the kill pressure that RSG has, right? Based on their drafts here, they've got so much burst coming from the Grok, they've got so much burst coming from the Valentina, as well as the Kaja to isolate the fight. And it feels like Team Lunatix, the only win condition is to stall this game long enough for Jome to be somewhat relevant alongside with Fakes. And this is exactly what they need right now in order to make a comeback. And it feels like this feels like a repeat from game number 1, where they have to play from behind in order to come up on top.
The problem is, in game 1, they had the Valentina as a secondary core scaling to late game. And now RSG Slate, not only do they have the Valentina, who is 3-0 4 minutes in, Lolios has been basically uninterrupted the entire time. So even if Lunatix delays for late game, RSG are looking pretty strong at that phase too.
Yep, this is a very, very scary moment here. Repo does have a very, very early lead as well. This Esmeralda starting to create a lot of problems for Team Lunatix now as he tries to make a run.
Ooh, wow, just dodging everything right here. And Repo jumping to safety with that sprint. Uni coming in, Lexia, Divine Judgment just suppresses him for Linkeza to get a free turtle out. Lunatix, they have to back this up now. Fakes jumping in with real world manipulation, setting up the kill onto Lexia. That's all Lunatix are gonna walk out with as Lolios even destroys the top tier 1.
Yep, but at the same time here, I guess, you know, RSG they just prioritize objectives as well. Lexia giving up his life to secure the turtle for Linkeza. It's nice and all, but the question here still remains here. If this is a damaged Grok coming in from Linkeza, that means he will eventually scale off in terms of the wall charge wombo combos, and it seems like the idea here from RSG Slate NY is to have somebody having the capabilities to somewhat stop the blazing duet if the wall charge connects. I guess that's the idea that RSG Slate NY is thinking here. In case Jome kind of miraculously come back towards the game, they have an alternative that can actually deal with him.
Jome gonna be using Blazing Duet, clear up the way for now. I'm actually starting to understand why this Grok jungle may have been the option here. Having a hero that has a lot of anti-CC to secure objectives against a Martyrs is actually fairly effective, because if he just charges in, uses the wall charge for the final burst of damage, Uni cannot stop him from contesting objectives.
Yeah, this is tough, considering that Fredrin was completely ignored from both sides. I feel like Team Lunatix, they might be expecting a little bit too much from Uni to actually do something about it. Because now
Linkeza wild charge finds Uni, Fakes, drops the real world manipulation, but gets countered in return, taken out instantly. Lexia gonna be the target of Bravest Fighter right here as Novak Kovar comes in, gets the knockup onto Linkeza, but not enough damage to finish them off. Jome, he's a little late to the party, so looks like it's already ended.
Yeah, Xeno struggling a little bit more, and Jome needs to make a run for this for now. As RCTMY, they're playing a little bit better into the 5 unit here. They were able to get a lot of kites here, and you have to give props to Izanami because he was able to dodge out of safety when Xeno was coming in for a couple of swings in, and that is a problem here because eventually they need to find a way to kill him off, but Xeno now start things off.
He's already jumped forward. Nova actually going to miss the wall charge onto Linkeza. Doesn't quite collide. Fakes gets knocked up, but not too much more. Xeno just distracting Lolios. Linkeza securing the turtle while all this is happening. Lolios somehow getting out with a sliver of HP, but the same can't be said for Linkeza. He's surrounded 1v4 Lexia. He's trying his best, but there's nothing he can do to save his jungler.
Yeah, they even forced the real world manipulation. This is a problem. They need to run now from Team Lunatix because RSG Slate NY, they can't go
with a divine judgment gives Izanami his mega kill. Lunatix loses their marksman.
Oh, huge catch here. So smart of RSG Slate NY. Ling Laser was able to buy so much time, forced out a very, very low cost value roll manipulation out of Fakes, and because of that, they know they have the upper advantage to make the jump. And as soon as they saw Jom out of position, they went for it, they went for the kill, and there was absolutely nothing Team Lunatix could have brought to the table to fight that at all. And this is a problem because eventually, they need to find a way to fight back. But despite all this that is happening here, it looks heavily favoring onto his Team RSG State MY. I was expecting the lead to be a little bit more, but if you pay attention to how Jom has been prioritizing and shoving those lanes, he is getting value before actually joining these team fights in terms of crosspath plays.
Rippo, he's taking a lot of heat right now. Sprint just barely gets him out. Decimate, unfortunately not the correct range. Lengeza, he might be going too far here. Wild Shot gonna miss entirely as Lexia comes forward. Looking for the Divine Judgment. Tyrant's Rage pushes him back as Zeno zones out Izanami. Lolia's doing a lot of backline damage, forcing out the Blazing Duet, coming out of Jom to keep him alive. Izanami finally gets shut down. Zeno with the killing spree, zoning off the enemy.
So close!
Puddles! Will he be able to get the kill? No! Just a couple hits off of finishing Uni. Lunatix come out on top.
Oh my god, I'm surprised that there were only one death out of these fights, but you can see the priority shifts coming from Lunatix has kind of shifted as well, because Zeno has been making sure he's marking either Lolios, but as soon as he realized that he could not threaten Lolios, he made an attempt on Izanami and finally he got the kill. So this difference in approach was a little bit of a small victory for Lunatix, but it's still very, very shaky considering that they almost lost the remaining members to Lolios themselves. So eventually somebody has to take that responsibility in order to finish off Lolios in order to make a play here for Lunatix.
Look at that, Nova Escobar, first item, Immortality. He wants to survive and set up team fights. Lengeza might be a bit too far forward here. Already forced to use his Retribution pretty early. Alexia, he finds the backline. Fakes, gonna be pulled backwards, but he's able to get out just for now. Reward Manipulation keeps him alive. Lengeza distracting the backline. Zeno 1v5. Rippo finishes off Fakes, but he loses his own life in return. As Zeno, his job is done. Izanami gets the shutdown. Uni gets the Decimate onto Alexia. He's looking for Izanami. Finishes him off with a double kill. Nova Escobar jumps forward. He finds Lolios in the bush. He's by himself. Jom blazing to it. He's forced to back out though. Lolios healing heavily thanks to the Inspire. Nova, he's taking the damage to let Uni get the mega kill against RSG Slay.
Oh, what a clutch coming from Team Lunatix. This was the opportunity that they have been looking forward to. The disrespect coming from RSG Slay MY might have cost them. They could not fight this at all. They were able to buy so much time, but now here comes the engagement.
Nova Escobar unfortunately caught out by himself with the wild charge, the kill. Going over to Rippo, their consolation prize.
Oh, the equalizer is at stake. Team Lunatix, they finally have a little bit more damage up on Jom as well. But we saw the outplays coming from Lolios. He tried his best to do it to buy time, but Jom understands that it's not worth taking a fight against a Melissa if you do not have a sure kill. Leave it out to Uni and he'll get the job done, and that's exactly what he's done so far, because pay attention to Lolios' damage. He's got 37,000 coming from RSG State, and why? They realize that, hey, if we play around Lolios, we're gonna win. But whereas Team Lunatix, if they fight for this split up, like punishing Lexia is pretty much a win condition. Let's use it, let's go for it.
But the monster this game is actually Zeno. He is second on the DPS charts as a Lapu. In that last fight, 1v4, buying all the time necessary. Nova Escobar jumping forward, Tyrant's Rage onto Lexia. Muddles comes out, Reward Manipulation as well. The tower is destroyed, Divine Judgment onto the backline. Jom caught out, but he's able to escape thanks to this disruption coming from Uni and Zeno. Uni, unstoppable streak, kills off Lexia. Zeno still alive for now, but not for long as Rippo cuts off his escape. Team Lunatix will retreat after that.
Oh, that was a mistake coming from Team Lunatix here. Like, they grouped up as 5. They thought they could have man fight against RSG State MY. But as soon as they caught Lexia, they realized that, hey, the damage dealing coming from RSG State MY is actually Rippo, and Rippo was able to isolate the back lines. And because of that pickoff onto his Fakers and zoning them out, they couldn't interject with Zeno to actually dive onto those Lolios. So this is pretty much back into the favor where RSG State MY, they understand that, hey, maybe, just maybe, if Rippo is able to zone them out enough, we might be able to finish off this game ourselves.
The game is definitely reaching a bit of a fever pitch right now, though, between these two teams. 12 minutes in. Net worth difference, basically nothing from both sides. You see, though, Jome, he's going really greedy. No Wind of Nature up until this point. He wants to go full damage, expecting that his team will be there to protect him. Who knows if that will cost him in the end. We can see now as well, Link Eza, this is a tank Grok. His goal here is to set up for his team. But Lunatix playing around them very well.
Yeah, very interesting integration as well. He just got his Winds of Nature, he's got the mobility as well. But what's really surprising to me is that from the side of RSG Lemai, they have not gone for any anti-Curas as well. They're just straight up going for Dominance Eyes to reduce Jome's damage power spike in terms of attack speed. But aside from that, there's nothing to minimize that attack power, which is a big problem coming in from Team Lunatix. So I'm really surprised that this is actually happening from RSG Lemai. They've only got one Radiant Armor to deal with the real manipulation, which is pretty much Link Asa, but I don't think that's a problem for them.
That is quite greedy as well. I guess that makes sense why Xeno has been doing so much DPS so far. You usually expect something like at least a Dreadnought armor, but RSG don't even have that. Lunatix now gonna be controlling the Lord Pit. RSG, you can see they're positioning down there by the bush, looking for an ambush if possible.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a fun time now. Lunatix, they will have the upper hand. Waves are pretty much shoved in as well, but pay attention to the minimap here. We do see a flank coming from Lexa all the way back, and like alongside for Izanami, whoever they catch is gonna get a very nice one-shot. But the question here is, who do they catch? But from what I realized, it feels like if they take down Job, who's known to be very greedy in his split push potential, it's gonna be nice. But seems like Job gonna be not in this fight at all on the flank.
He finds Link Eza, but Power of Nature gonna make sure that he's kept alive. Lexia finally makes his appearance. They catch out Zone! It's gonna be Izanami getting the kill in the backline. Xeno buying a lot of time. It's two bravest fighters once against one another. As Uni comes in, Decimate going to miss. He can no longer chain that away. This is the time for RSG Slight. They're pushing forward. Xeno flickering back, but Rippo with the killing spree, and Uni picks up by Loliels. He still has immortality. Will he be able to dash away? No, it's gonna be Rippo with the shutdown. Double kill going over to the Esmeralda while Link Eza secures the Lord.
It's go time for Rippo. It's literally go time, and guess what? It's not over yet at Fakus.
Ooh, no, Gobar saves Fake's life and even trades out Lexia right now. They need to stay alive. They cannot afford to lose more towers. Wild Charge jumping in, gets the stun. Nova Gobar loses his immortality because of it. And now RSG Slate are looking for more structures.
Oh, this is close. This is as close as it gets. Jome cannot be afford to be picked off like that. The concealed plays coming from Alexia and Izanami was more than enough to shut him down. That is going to be a problem eventually. As long as they kill Jome, Team Lunatix will lose all sorts of damage. And RSG they found the secret sauce and they will look to make the comeback here. But based on this play as well, they're throwing bodies for this one a little bit more. Nova, a little bit too scared off, but they will get the small defense. But it eventually comes down to final moments. But Izanami, he just stole the real motivation.
But that was a beautiful defense by Team Lunatix, honestly. The fact that they had that Lord pushing in with all of RSG Slate behind it, and they didn't take any tower damage at all, is massive. Izanami, real manipulation, trying to zone them out. Real manipulation from Fakes in return to chase away RSG Slate. The goal now for Lunatix, keep as many towers alive as possible.
Oh, it is still very, very possible as well. Both teams still very respectful on what they actually force the fight. But with the Winter Trunkin purchase up with Izanami, it's going to keep him alive. But I don't think the biggest threat here is still him staying alive. The biggest threat here from the side of Lunatix is keeping Jome alive enough to scare off Repo. Because Repo right now is reached to a stage where this Esmeralda is so difficult to kill off. And Fakes won't be able to challenge him at all. Because as of now, only Jome is enough to take him down as this core slayer.
One thing's for sure, Alexia has been doing God's work. Being able to find the Divine Judgment onto Jome in so many fights has allowed RSG Slate to continue pushing forward. Now they're aiming for the top tier 2. Loliels gonna be poking it down for now. The rest of RSG Slate very nearby to make sure he's not caught out. Looks like neither team wants to force an engagement. The Lord gonna be spawning very soon.
Interesting enough, Jome swapped off his he's gonna swap his shoes very, very soon. He actually bought a Sea Halberd to deal with Repo's anti-heals and anti-shields in this vicinity. So I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary, but considering that he's pretty much the only guy that can kill off a potential repo, I think it is very, very called for. But for now, it seems like it is going to be a stalemate coming from both sides. And of course, RSG Stay, they are setting up already for another push. And no way!
Picked off once again. Lexia doing God's work. But here comes Uni. Decimate going to miss. Wall charge coming out as Nova Scoba sets up the kill onto Izanami. Rippo, unstoppable streak onto Uni. While the rest of RSG Slate still looking to push their advantage. Lexia going to lose his immortality, trading 1 for 2. This is bad timing. The Lord is available.
Oh, that should not have happened for Joam, and RSG Slate and Y, they finally know how to deal with him, and this is a problem. And look at this, Lexia just completely isolating the fight to secure the Lord.
Novak Scoba, he wants to try and steal this if possible. Zeno and Fakes are right by his side, but Linka Esa can just easily referee it away. And now Lunatix has to make a hasty retreat. Zeno gonna be forced to back off. He still has immortality, but he's surrounded 1v3. Will Joe make it in time? Rippo jumps forward, falling Star Moon beats the kill to Lolios. Lunatix looking for the vengeance right now. Joe jumping forward, placing duet. He knows they don't have the Divine Judgment, but he might be falling to Lolios here eventually. He will back off. The shutdown on Rippo going the Fakes.
Well, seems like it's not over yet for Team Lunatix. They were able to find a couple of pickoffs here, but eventually RSG Lermai finally respects the power of Joam. As long as Joam dies, they will be able to win this team fight. And despite all these engagements, I'm really surprised that Team Lunatix is able to buy so much of this time in order for him to go for resets. But over time, as the death timer goes on, progresses here, they cannot afford to lose Joam time and time again. Because eventually, those respawn timers are going to hurt them so much that they won't be any relevancy if they respawn back in time to actually do some sort of damage.
Absolutely, and that's why Joam has to be very mindful of his positioning as well. Lexia,
again.
Conceal play. They will spot him out this time though. They know the claw needs to be kept alive, but this Lord is probably going to collide. And they're gonna start losing some structural integrity here. Bottom inhibitor falls in favor of RSG Slate. Lunatix will be able to clear up this Lord, but Rippo, he has returned. RSG may be looking for a push.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very, very difficult one considering how RSG Slate MI is forcing the fights here. But now Joam, final item here, sold his shoes, go for a brute force breastplate to keep himself alive. And I don't think it's gonna be enough here. If you get caught by the Divine Judgment, Izanami as well as Rippo is gonna potentially one-shot you. Hopefully it is gonna be enough. But RSG Slate MI, if they realize that he doesn't have the mobility, it's even easier to catch him.
We are now 20 minutes into this game as the back and forth continues. RSG Slate MY maintaining a 3k gold lead, but at this stage of the game, that doesn't actually matter all that much. All that comes down to is who can catch the other first. And so far, Lexia has been outpacing Nova by finding Joam in the backline, taking advantage of his aggressive tendencies. It's time for Team Lunatix to dial back a little bit.
They have to be patient. They have to be very, very patient. Because as we had RSG Slate MY, even Nova Escobar, whenever he tries to set out a fight, it's extremely difficult to punish Lolios because of this go away. And if you think about it here, who can actually kill him off? It's pretty much either Joam or Fakes. But as soon as Fakes gets isolated by Repo, he's forced to pop the real motivation. And the moment that happens, he's pretty much done and dusted from that fight. And that is going to be something that allow Lolios to get free reign in all these team fights here. As you can see, this item as well is fully max slotted. He's got the Miller Figueroa. He's got the Winds of Nature, he's got everything, and at this stage of the game, it doesn't even matter. But what's really surprised is that from the side RSG Slate MI, they're more aware of Joam's position. They're skipping the anti-Q routes, they're just going for plate armor instead to try and keep Joam's health as low as possible.
That makes sense at this stage. Uni and Zeno already kind of scale off. Lexia looking for a pickoff. Uni might be jumping a bit too far forward here. Lexia gonna find the backline. It's gonna be fake pull into the real world manipulation as Zeno is picked off instantly. The rest of RSG Slate taking a lot of damage. Joam, he's looking for his opportunity to enter as Izanami might have gone a bit too far here. Gonna be picked off instantly by Nova Escobar. But they're continuing to zone Uni off of the Lord. Lunatix, they need to secure this by any means possible. But RSG is doing such a great job of zoning. Link Esa gonna secure it instantly. Lexia, will he lose his immortality? He actually keeps alive as Joam! He's caught out in the again. Lunatix are without their marksman. Lolios picks off Nova. Rippo is traded off for the killing spree, but Fix forced to pop the real one manipulation. He drops the immortality on the side of Lolios, as Lexia gonna lose his as well. With Divine Judgment into the wild charge onto 2 members. Lolios coming back, healing massively thanks to the Heart's Claws. Liganza with the shutdown, with the killing spree. RSG knows victory is in sight, and they just have to delay Uni from getting home. As Lolios, the crystal is open for him. RSG Slate MY evens out the game 1-1.
Oh, what a game coming in from RSG Slate FY.